And welcome to another episode of the AFC North Rundown. My name's Mark Davison. Welcome to Steeler Nation Australia on Facebook and Steeler Nation Australia on YouTube and even Steeler Nation Australia on Twitch, if that's kicking off as well. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. Hope you enjoy that intro. It's so much fun to put some music behind stuff, get everyone pumped up. The Steelers are now 3-3. Let's jump right into this AFC North Rundown. Looking to the Ravens, who they're winning. The Bengals are winning. The Browns are losing. The Steelers now are 2-2. I'm going to do this a little bit different today. I'm going to have some commentary while I watch the highlights. Now, I won't watch all the highlights, but as we go through the games, I've got the TV up on my screen there. I haven't seen the highlights for any game besides our game. I've been a little bit busy with some other stuff, so I didn't get a chance to really watch the Ravens or the Browns. I saw the Browns game. I didn't get a chance to watch the highlights, but I thought, let's react to the highlights, straight away and see what happens. So, firstly, let's bring up our PowerPoint here. We have the AFC North Rundown. Steelers are 3-3, which is just fantastic. Really good to see, actually. After the year we've had, that's really, really good to see. So here we go. Let's have a look. 3-3 Steelers. It's just, we've lost 3 in a row, and now we won 2 in a row, and we're a work in progress. Let's put it that way. So let's start the show. The Bengals. And now I'm going to try and do this with the technology. If it starts to fail, I'll just watch the one video, and then we'll talk about the other games as well. So let me play we've got the Bengals here versus the Lions. It would be great if I could show you guys highlights, but I just can't do it. I tried showing the highlights the other day on a stream, and YouTube straight away clicks you off, and they're like, "Nah, mate, you can't do that. You're gone. You get a strike." So the best I can do is have the highlights here for commentary. And look, the Bengals. Who are the Bengals? 34-11. Like, that's crazy. Yes, they're versing the Detroit Lions, and the Lions are trying to hang in the games here, but the Lions are 0-5. They're just not playing good football. There's a lot of pressure on them. The whole organization, you think that we have it tough for our Steelers, but Jared Goff and the Lions there are just not a winning franchise. So, and the Bengals have been through that. The Bengals have been through the tough times that the Lions are facing, So we had the Bengals here 34-11, and I'm seeing a few highlights, and the Bengals already got up 7-0. Jared Goff is trying his hardest to get down the field, but just can't do it. Burrow's having a big game with with his Bengals too. It's hey, you got to give props to them. They're 4-2. You have to give props to the Bengals there. Like, we want to see them lose, but at the moment they're playing angry football, and it's hard to say. And they're connecting with number 1 Chase, so that's even worse. The LSU connection from Burrow to Chase, and their defense is playing okay too. With on the screen there is Mike Hilton, number 28, one of our Steelers. So let's move into the next game, and We'll cam the idea of the highlights because it's too hard to coordinate. I've just figured out it's too hard to coordinate. Put another new game on. So let's talk about what we know with the Browns versus the Arizona Cardinals. The Browns right here had a tough game as well, 37-14. Baker, how many injuries? And we'll talk about this too in the next few minutes with the Broncos versus Baker here. How many injuries do the Browns have? I think the Browns have about 15 people on injuries, like did not play or limited, those kind of things. They're just not healthy. Their rookie, I can't remember, JOK, he's out. 2 tackles are out. But in this game, how do you stop the Cardinals? The Cardinals are playing good football. James Conner is playing good to average football, and he's just suiting the role perfectly. James Conner, our Steeler, running 4 yards and getting what he needs to get. The defense is playing lights out, as you see the whole team there on the right-hand side. The AZ Cardinals are 6-0. Kyler Murray is playing unreal. Like, this team is probably the best team to beat right now. They showed up the Browns. I'm so happy to see that. Like the Browns now are 3-3 with the Steelers, so that's even better. So yeah, that was one game that I think a lot of people had the Browns winning that one there, but AZ showing up. All right, next game. Yeah, every time I look at this team now, maybe I hate the Ravens more than I hate the Bengals. Because every time I see this team, it just really irks me. I know we have one of our friends, J Rock, who's a Raven fan, and they're 5-1. But it really irks me to see that the Ravens win 34-6, because this is probably the game that out of all 6 games and the 5 wins, this is the one I feel like they're hurt the most. So you had the fumble with the Chiefs. Chiefs are winning that game. They fumbled it, turned over, Ravens win. Okay. Then you had the Lions game where they kicked a 66-yard field goal. So it took you a 66-yard field goal to beat the Lions, which is incredible. It's a great field goal. But, and then a few weeks ago with the Colts were up 16-0 and the Colts couldn't run the football anymore. And the Ravens came back to win. So you do deserve being 5-1, but I hate to say it. And the Chargers go into town. The Chargers are like one of the best teams in the AFC. And they put on 6 points. Like your defense just took over that game. I can't wait till we play. I can't wait till the Steelers, till I get a bit of an idea. Until the Steelers and the Ravens play, then we can have a better idea who is the better team. Yes, you're winning the division, but there has still only been one AFC North game played until this week coming up. So every week that I see that purple uniform, it gets me riled up and angry because I'm like, maybe I do hate them a lot. Oh, I do. Like we've had the history for so long. So I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's move on. All right, to our Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers win in overtime, which it never should have went to overtime. That was a botched call. Bringing that ref down, like what happened? It was a catch, no catch fumble, and then there was like 1 second to go, spiked the ball. The refs come in from the sideline. Oh, we needed to call someone. Hey, got to call New York, got to call Vegas. Got to make sure this game goes overtime so we get more TV revenue. Something's going on. The refs, get out of it. I don't need you. I don't need you to control the games that much. You're there to, be a presence to call the game. You're not there to change the game. In the last 5 years, the refs are changing the game. You look at that call with the Packers. He wasn't offside. That was a block. So luckily, we get away with a win here. We get away with a win, 23-20. Boswell, mate. Boswell is Wizard of Boz. He's killing it. He's having a dig. Our mate Najee said, 81 yards, 81 tough yards, receptions. Deontay Johnson had a game, 9 receptions, 70 yards. And then the MVP of the game was TJ Watt, 7 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble near the end. Devin Bush picks it up, and we win the game. So people are calling this. There are a few people out there in Facebook land and YouTube land and Twitterverse and whatnot. They're calling this a game like an okay win. Like it's just like an average win. Oh, we should have lost this game. Mate, wake up. Like, this was a brilliant game. Like, we went up to 14 points, and then the Seahawks came back. The Seahawks exploited us, and I talked about it before. The Seahawks were always going to run this football somehow. Pete Carroll loves to run the football. So they come out second half, and they found a rhythm. They got back at us. There was times that, they were just – Alex Collins ran for 100 yards on us. Like, they got back in this game. They should have lost, like, at the regular time. DK Metcalf should have went out of bounds, but he stayed in bounds. Fumbled by Pierre. The game goes to overtime. So much drama. Mike Tomlin's pissed about it. I'm pissed about it. But this wasn't a game where, yes, we won, but we felt like we lost. We won. Like, people need to get over that. You need to get over. If you think we lost this game and just barely won, you're so wrong. You're beyond wrong. Trey Norwood played a game. DJ played a game. Eric Ebron had a game. Frymouth had a game. Big Ben had a game besides maybe a few almost interceptions to Jamal's head. TJ had a game. This team played a really good football game. And people are saying, oh, it's just like, okay, we almost, it feels like a loss. It doesn't feel like a loss. It's a bloody win. I almost swore. It's a bloody win. It's a good win. Heading into 3-3, it's a good win. Let's put it that way. If you win it by 2 points, 1 point, 4 points, 10 points, it doesn't matter. It's a win. Okay, I just want to get that out there because there's a few comments I saw on Facebook land on other sites that they were saying this wasn't a feel good story or feel good win. Doesn't matter, mate. At the end of the day, we got the W and we avoided the refs. We avoided the record, the going up to the bunker and then, well, that's what the NRL calls it, but going upstairs and thinking, we avoided the refs controlling the game. So Steelers win 3-3. Here we go. Let's look at the table. J-Rock, I know you could be part of this again today, mate, so I appreciate you being there, J-Rock, but what are you doing to us? That makes me angry. The old Ravens, 5-1, 4-2 Bengals, and the 3-3 Steelers over the Super Bowl Cleveland Browns. So take that how you will. This week is going to be an interesting week as Steelers are on a bye. So the 5-1 Ravens, that's upsetting. That's upsetting. Cincinnati Bengals 4-2. That's even worse. And then our terrible Steelers on 3-3. However, the Super Bowl Browns on 3-3. You figure that one out. All right, let's go into the games this week. NFL Week 7. We have the Cincinnati Bengals 4-2 versus the Baltimore Ravens 5-1. At the start of the season, I bet you no one thought of that. I reckon no one thought of that. We might have had 1-5 Bengals to 5-1 Ravens. No one thought of that. This is a huge game for Jackson. This is a huge game for the angry defense with Mike Hilton and the boys over there, Jesse Bates. A really big game for the Bengals. If the Bengals can upset the Ravens, then we have an amazing AFC North. Let's call it rundown. Until the end, we have amazing AFC North football coming up. This is huge. This is something that I might have to. I'm not going to stream this game, but I might have to wake up at 4 a.m. to watch it, or even wake up at 7. Don't know the score, then put it on. It's interesting football. This one here. I have just sneaking at the end because they're at home. I see a low-scoring game, but I have the Ravens 23-20. This is a test. This is a huge test for the Bengals. And can the Ravens sneak away yet again? Or will the Bengals win and they both go to 5-2, which would be crazy. But that would be crazy to see. 2 5-2 teams in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens. It'd be unheard of. Next game. This game's a fun one. This game is unreal. I will be streaming this game tomorrow. So look out for this page when the schedule comes up. I'll be streaming this game to about 2 p.m. and then I have to take a phone call, but I'll explain tomorrow. The Browns here are so banged up. This is like you have no Baker. There's no, I think Chubb's a game time decision. Excuse me. I think Kareem Hunt's out. 2 of their tackles are out. Some of their defensive guys are out. Everyone's out on the Browns. So everyone, all the guys on the Browns are so banged up. The Browns haven't got a good record against the Broncos for some reason. And if you can see a stat up there, 1989 was the last Browns win at home versus the Broncos. So 31 years since the Browns have won at home versus the Broncos for whatever reason. But this one, I sneakily have a healthier side with the Broncos. The Broncos have lost 3 in a row. So they went 3-0, now they're 3-3. Who are the Broncos? What is their season going to? Is their season going to be determined? Huge game on Thursday Night Football. Heading into Browntown, and you have a chance to beat up on their backup quarterback, Case Keenum. Now, Case Keenum's a good fella. He's a pretty good average quarterback. He knows the offense. He understands the game, but he's no Baker. And now some people will say, well, Baker's terrible. And we can agree on that. If J-Rock is still there, we can agree on that. But the thing is, you've got to go into this stadium and say, they have so many stars out. here's the point that we need to move forward. And this is just a bigger game as when we verse the Browns next week. This is a huge game for the Broncos. So I have the Broncos winning 27-24, and then we'll hopefully see the 3-3 Steelers versus the 3-4 Browns next week. Okay, here's the best one. NFL Week 7, away by 0 and 1 million losses because you can't lose on a bye. The Steelers are 3-3. Look, this is just the best chance to sit back, watch our teams, watch all the other teams, have a beverage, calm down a bit, get our players healthy. Let's get Ant Mac back. What is going on with Tua? Can he come back? There's been some few injuries, and we got to rest Najee's legs. I think Washington was a bit banged up. A lot of fellas just need to, just relax a little bit. Then next week we got to verse. We're versing the Browns. So if the Browns can go 3-4, oh man, if we are 3-3, that's going to be a great game to watch. But basically, with the Steelers having the bye off, we just have to relax and get our players healthy. It's probably the best time. The best time to see our team, like an early bye, like week 7 is like, oh, okay, like, do we need that? Should we push that back? Should we push that back further and have like week 10 or week 11? But how the Steelers offense has been going and defense has been going, I think they really need to figure out their identity and take a break and sit back and evaluate the big 3 wins and evaluate the big 3 losses. So perfect time for us to get a breath and we'll just see where the standings are as well. Once if the Browns lose, they're 3-4, and if the Bengals win 5-2, and we're sitting at 3-3, we can catch up. We can catch up for the next game versus the Browns. So it's very interesting, very, very interesting. So that's pretty much it. The wrap up of the AFC North Rundown. It's been heaps of fun. Let me get rid of this for 1 second. There we go. It's been mad fun. Appreciate everyone coming into the chats, into the comments. The live streaming I'm doing right now is just so much fun. So hopefully you guys can jump in tomorrow. I'll be doing it from 11:20 or your 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 11:20 in Australia. About whatever time is the American version. What is it, 7:30 or something for the Browns and Broncos game. Going to be an interesting game to see. Like I said, Super Bowl Browns. Are they ready? Are they ready to? Look, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help with the injuries. You know what I'm saying? The injuries really suck. But Brownies, you got to do something. Otherwise, you're on a losing streak too. That's 2 in a row. This could be 3. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, it's getting heated up now. We're in the week 7, and we just got to sit back and enjoy the football. And we've got to watch the Browns lose. And we also need to watch the Bengals versus Ravens hammer each other. And we could hope for a tie. A tie would be great. Wouldn't it be great to see 20-20 tie or something like that? Or I don't know. That'd be fantastic. All right, guys. Thanks everyone for coming in today. It's been the highlights didn't really work because then I got to chop and change each highlight. But I saw 3 passes to the Bengals, so I might can that idea. But as we're doing every single week, we're just working on ideas, working on videos, trying to think of new things, see what works and see what doesn't. Appreciate everyone coming in for Steelers Nation Australia on YouTube and on Facebook. And as I play this ending video, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.